Hello again, everyone. I'm here today with some fountain pen swatching. This is actually a few different orders, and I just kind of saved it up so that I could do it all in one video. So I'm going to tell you what inks I have, and then I'm going to go ahead and swatch them in my swatch book. I will put a link down below to a video that I have on this setup, and that'll tell you what tools I'm going to be using. I'll just cover that real quickly. I have an automatic pen in a size 3A, and then I also have a glass dip pen. I brought the glass dip pen back because I was missing it with the plastic one. And one of these orders, just one bottle of ink, is from Papier Plume. And one of the other things that I got in my order was a little rest for my glass dip pen. And this is quite cute. It's sort of in this blue bottle glass color. And you just basically put your glass dip pen on it and it won't touch the surface, and hopefully it'll be less likely to get chipped or something like that. So I thought that was really cute. I got it in blue because my glass dip pen is blue and it looks quite nice. But I'm going to have that off to the side. I just wanted to show that to you real quick before it's going to be sitting on that little rest. And I also have some water and a paper towel off to the side to clean off my tools in between my swatches. So I'll talk about the biggest one first. So this is Montblanc James Purdy & Sons Single Malt. So this is an ink that actually smells of single malt whiskey. So I've already opened it and smelled it. It does smell slightly alcoholic, but I'm not really sure that it smells like a single malt whiskey necessarily. I mean, I've had a single malt whiskey, quite like it, but I didn't necessarily smell one and then the other to compare. This is a very expensive ink. I did manage to get it a little bit on sale, but even with the sale price, it was still more than I would spend for most inks. But I think it is a limited edition, and I kind of wanted to get a bottle of it before it went away because so many people were raving about it, and it's a color that I quite like, sort of a, well, it's a brown, but it's more like a sepia type brown. So you'll see when I swatch it. Supposedly it's a little bit like Ackerman's SBRE brown, which is actually one of my favorite browns. So we'll see. I'm going to put that off to the side for now. I have one ink from Robert Oster. This is Soda Pop Blue. I don't know why it took me so long to get the Soda Pop Blue. It's a very bright, vibrant blue. I have so many beautiful blues from them, and I think Soda Pop Blue is probably a little bit like Fire and Ice, which I do have already, but it looked from the swatches to be different enough, so we'll find that out. And then I have a couple of Diamine inks. One is Sherwood Green, which feels very cold because it just came in a package. It's very cold out. And this one was a one that I just had on my list for a while, and I decided to go ahead and get it. I think I bought it at the same time as I got the Papier Plume ink. I bought it from them, so it basically was just something on my wish list, and that's why I got that one. And then this one, this is actually my missing guitar ink. So this is the only blue ink in the guitar collection from Diamine. This is called Pelham Blue, and it's based on a blue guitar color. So I'll swatch that for you as well, and then I will have the full set of the guitar series. And then finally, I have a bottle of ink from Papier Plume. This will be my first ink from Papier Plume, so I'm interested to try it and see what I think. It's the color Bayou Nightfall, which is sort of this color that you see on the label here, I think. But it looked really beautiful, and I just wanted to try it. They have a little wax over the cap itself. I've actually already tried to twist it off, so I know it will come off, and I'm going to try and preserve this little piece that's sticking off there because I do quite like the look of it. But we'll see. We'll see if that happens. Okay, so let me get in here. Sorry, I was just checking my email real quickly. So I've already marked a page off for these swatches, and then I'm just realizing that I might want to put the Pelham Blue on this page, the page before the one that I have set aside, just because I have all of these other guitar inks here, so I might want to have it with that one. So I think I will do that one first and do it on this page. We'll let it dry a little bit while I'm preparing for the other ones. So let's go ahead and open this one first. And I will get in here, and I will also hold up the swatches to the camera before we end so that you can see them a little better. So that was a really tightly closed bottle, but that's okay. That's what we want, right? We don't want the ink to be going everywhere. My one complaint with the small bottles of Diamine is that it's kind of hard to get my automatic pen in there, and I almost always, like I just did, get some on the edge of it, so I'm going to be careful not to smear that. So this is the Pelham blue, which seemed like a very beautiful blue, and it is definitely a very beautiful blue. Trying to make my swatch a little bigger there. Yeah, that's lovely. See how it dries, but as of now that looks very pretty. Okay, I'm going to rinse off my automatic pen and dry that off on a paper towel. Looks like we've got a little bit of staining there on the automatic pen with that, but it's not too bad. Okay. And then I'm going to come in with my glass dip pen and get in there. Here, I should put that off to the side so you can actually see it. Okay. And this is Diamine Pelham Blue. It's actually a really beautiful blue color. I was surprised to find it. I actually, it was sold out almost everywhere, and I think I ended up getting it from, oh, is it Iguana Inks? I forget, but it's one of the smaller ink shops, and I was just happy to find it. They actually had a bigger bottle as well, but since I got the smaller bottle of every other guitar ink, and I have so many ink bottles that I figured I could do with just the small bottle, although like I said, it is really, really beautiful there. Okay, so let's go on to the next Diamine ink, the very cold one. I now have to let this dry a little bit, but what I will do is I will put that up to the camera so that you can see. And like I said, it's the only blue ink in the guitar series. And these are the rest of the guitar series here. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to put the blotter sheet here, and then I'm going to start, so that I don't completely smear it, I'm going to start on this page here so that this can dry. I'll put that in here too, just so that can continue to dry while we're doing swatches on the next page. There we go. Oh, and I think that works because I have 1, 2, 3, yeah, I have 4 more inks, so that will work on this side. So like I said, this one is the Sherwood green. It's a very pretty green, and it's been out for a long time. I just have had it on my list and never got around to getting it. Oh yes, very beautiful, deep green. Lovely. Okay, just rinsing off the pen. Now I'll get in here with the dip pen. It's a beautiful green. Diamine. Sherwood green. I assume they're talking Sherwood like Robin Hood? I don't know. Sherwood Forest. This little pen rest for the glass dip pen is actually really, really nice because that I'm not slamming it down on the table. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Robert Oster ink next. So this is, like I said, it's Soda Pop Blue. Okay. Gonna have to cut it short here because I keep getting emails. Oh, and that's lovely. I really do like a bright pop of blue in my inks. That one's really pretty. So I'm just rinsing off the pen. Can't see the ink level, so I dipped it pretty far in there. Okay, so this is Robert Oster. Is it Soda Pop Blue? Yes. Soda Pop Blue. Beautiful. So I've discovered that the only downside to having these inks in a book like this, as opposed to on little cards or something like that, is that I can't readily compare colors because it's hard to like fold over pages and that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm going to do the Montblanc ink last. I'm going to open up this Papier Plume jar, and like I said, I'm going to try and preserve that wax top there. It almost looks like a gray. I apologize for the throat clearing. I have been suffering from allergies in the winter. Actually, I've been suffering from allergies at every time of year, so. Oh, this is actually a very interesting ink. Yeah, I would say it's sort of like a smoky midnight blue. Not midnight blue, but like nighttime blue, maybe. I guess you're trying to go with the fog and the Bayou, I think, with that one. It's beautiful. Okay. And this is Papier Plume. Oops, got a little bit of dog hair there. Bayou Nightfall. It's really pretty. I wonder how it will work depending on the size nib I have. I think that if I have it in a too fine of a nib, it might be a little light, but I think it will work well for most pens. That's really beautiful. Okay, again, I'm going to try and I succeeded in preserving that little wax piece there. And this one's kind of nice. It has a little drawer. And then we take out the jar. I'd already, there's normally a little, so there's a little instruction thing or something about the ink. And then there's normally this little thing that just sort of protects the logo there. And I had already taken that off. All right, so I'm going to move that to where you can see it. Yeah, I mean, it smells nice. I like the smell of it. Yeah, that's a very beautiful brown. And it'll be interesting to see, or smell, how long the smell stays around. Because while I have the jar open, I can definitely smell it. I would say this is a little more red than SBRE brown. So this is Montblanc. James, Purdy, and Sons single malt. All right. All right, I better close that bottle before people think I am drinking in my office here. Which I never do. And that is literal. Okay, so let me close that up. And yeah, it's actually really pretty. And let me smell. Yeah, you can smell it a little bit still on the paper, but it's still wet. I think it's gonna fade pretty soon. And I would almost call that an orange. I mean, that's much more reddish than SBRE brown. That's actually different than pretty much any browns I have. Sorry, I keep bringing it over to smell. Okay, so here we have, oh, look what the beautiful different colors that came out in the Sherwood green. Ooh, that's really nice. I really like that a lot. Because I don't think that comes out so well in the samples online. Very beautiful. Robert Oster Soda Pop Blue. Very beautiful blue. It doesn't really have any sheen to it that I'm seeing, but the blue is very beautiful. And as this dries, the Papier Plume Bayou Nightfall is actually turning out to be really pretty. And so is this single malt by Montblanc. Lovely. And then let's go back and look. I'm not gonna turn it too hard there. That one's completely dried now. The Diamine Pelham Blue. Very pretty. I'm going to go ahead and fully turn over this page so that there's no risk of getting these inks onto the other side of the paper. And there they are again. That Diamine Sherwood green is really surprising me at how pretty it is. It's really, really pretty. And now that it's drying a little bit more, I can see a little bit of red on the outside of the Soda Pop Blue lettering. I don't know if you can see that. It might not be coming off too well on the camera. And you can see a little bit of red sheen showing up around the still wet areas. So that's going to dry with a little bit of a red sheen there. And the Papier Plume, it looks like it turned there's a little bit of green in there. And there's definitely blue. I would say that this is a gray, but it's a very complex gray. And then that Montblanc is quite pretty as well. You definitely get some shading, which is very nice. All right, well, that's all I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, give it a like. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. I hope to see you next time, and until then, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.